Benjamin West and his cat Grimalkin. We are on chapter 8, A Stick of Indigo Blue. Benjamin parted the bushes. He did not cross the road at once. He stood there looking at the inn. He could see the windows bright with firelight. He could see wood smoke curling from the chimney, brushing the face of the moon. He could see into the horse shed. By the light of the lanthorn that hung over the entrance, it looked as if every stall were filled. That meant the inn, too, would be crowded. Suddenly Benjamin felt very small and tired. He picked Grimalkin up for comfort and stumbled across the road, his knapsack thumping against his back. "If only I did not have to see everyone in the inn," he confided to Grimalkin. "They may laugh at my lumps of red and yellow earth, or hold their noses at our smell of smoke and the bear's grease." Just then the door of the inn opened and Mamma slipped out into the courtyard. "Mamma," called Benjamin softly. "Benjamin, have thee and Grimalkin returned?" "Mamma, I have something to show thee. Please to follow me to the horse shed." Benjamin was no longer tired. He took the poplar board out of his knapsack and held it close to the lanthorn. Even by the feeble light, Mamma could tell that the picture was warm with color. "Why, wherever did thee get color?" she exclaimed. "From the earth, Mamma." "And the Indian chief? Is it not our good friend Sasanoan?" "It is." "Oh, I am glad thee found Sasanoan. I need not have worried." Grimalkin rubbed against Mamma's skirts to attract her attention. "Ah, little one, I thought about thee too," she said. A cool wind was rising. Mamma untied her apron and wrapped it about her shoulders. "Benjamin," she said slowly, thoughtfully, "does thee know that color is not necessary to thy well-being?" "Ah," piped Benjamin in a small voice, "it is not like the sun that warms, or the rain that refreshes, or the bread that nourishes. Does thee know that?" "Yes, Mamma, I know." "Very well, then, I shall give thee a stick of my indigo blue. With red and yellow from the earth, and with blue from my dye pot, thee can blend all the tints in the rainbow." Benjamin turned his back to the light. He was suddenly afraid his happiness might spill over into tears. Mamma must have had a talk with Papa, for after that night Benjamin was given a little corner of his own by the chimney place. There each evening he sat over his drawing board while Grimalkin curled himself at the very edge of the board, where he watched through half-shut eyes. The guests gathered about Benjamin in open-mouthed wonder. "Forsooth," they exclaimed, "here is a lad who can paint anything from a portrait to a landscape. What is more," they remarked, "you can tell the one from the other. Ah, to be a boy again, nary a care in the world." But Benjamin did have a care, and it irritated him like a wood nettle in his shirt. What good were all of the colors of the rainbow? What good were they if he could not lay them on smoothly? He tried his forefinger, but it was too pudgy. The color spread where he did not want it to go. He tried duck feathers, but they made the color spatter. He whittled a tiny wooden paddle, but that did not seem to carry enough color. It dried off in the split second it took to move from the paint cup to the drawing board. One night Benjamin decided to dry a dry reed of timothy grass. He was doing from memory a portrait of Dr. Jonathan Morris at the time. The portrait was nearly done. Benjamin had only to color Dr. Morris's bright red wig. He was unmindful of the guests who stood behind his stool watching. Suddenly a great blob of red paint spilled from the reed and fell squarely on the tip of Dr. Morris's nose. "Oh!" gasped Benjamin, and Grimalkin yowled nervously at the distress in his voice. The onlookers broke out in loud laughter. Benjamin whirled around in anger. He saw wagoners and a traveling tinker and a scissors grinder holding their sides. Their heads were thrown back, their mouths wide open like cats on a fence. Only one among them did not laugh. It was Uncle Phineas Pennington from Philadelphia. He took out his pocket handkerchief and helped blot up the color. Uncle Phineas, said Benjamin through tight lips, thee is a great merchant in the city of Philadelphia. Thee must know real painters. How do they apply their color? Uncle Phineas folded his pocket handkerchief. I am told, he said, that they use hair pencils. In no wise have I seen them myself, mind thee, he hastened to add. I have only heard tell of them. Hair pencils? Ah, hair pencils. But what kind of hair, Uncle? Camel's hair fastened to a goose quill. Benjamin grew thoughtful. Are there any camels in Penn's province? No, replied Uncle Phineas. They live on a desert in Africa. Sick at heart, Benjamin laid the portrait of Dr. Morris on the fire. He watched it burn to ashes and at last went upstairs. Grimalkin padded softly behind him. When Benjamin was ready for bed, Grimalkin put out the candle with his paw and burrowed under the covers. Benjamin's sleep was fitful. He crossed the desert in his dreams. He sat astride a huge camel that had a peculiar rocking gait, unlike any creature in Chester County. Even in his dreams, he felt a kind of seasickness come over him. At last the camel knelt on his cushioned knee so that Benjamin could dismount. Then he broke into rough laughter. I've heard about such as you, he snorted. You paint a man's portrait and then make a clown of him with a red nose. Fie on you.